Hi everybody, this is Dr. Brichter Von Doom. In this video, my custom Infinity War Thor is going to showcase a couple of official and custom versions of Stormbreaker for your comparison. So to start off with, we have the initial official version of Stormbreaker that appeared in the Infinity War sets. It has this brown T-piece with a twig piece that is meant to represent Groot's arm. It has a light silver axe head and then a light gray clip with a 1x1 flat stud piece to complete the axe. So there were definitely a couple of design flaws with this, and like most people, I quickly created my own custom version, and I'll show you that next. So a much improved version using almost the same pieces is shown here. You have that same twig and brown T-piece with the silver axe head, but by putting the T-piece up at the top, you can use a 1x1 rounded stud and then 1x1 flat piece to create a more consistent color scheme for Stormbreaker, and it also mimics the sort of rounded appearance of the hammer portion of the weapon itself. So this was my go-to version of the axe for quite some time, but I'll show you another alternative build based off this one. So if you wanted something with a little bit more length, you can simply swap out the twig piece for a straight brown handle, and this gives the axe more length and heft. Another version I experimented with was to add what is the ice cream cone piece in silver to this connector on the back. What I like about it is that it does taper very similar to the hammer portion of Mjolnir, or sorry, of Stormbreaker, but I think it just sticks out too far, and that connection bit with the hollow brown stud is a bit awkward, and if you leave it off, you just get this very awkward kind of joint piece here that I don't think looks all that good. So generally I discarded this design, but I did experiment with it a little bit. Alright, so the new official version of Stormbreaker from 2022, released with the Thor Love and Thunder sets, I think is a slight improvement on the previous official design. They still have that twig piece up at the top, but they've replaced that brown T-piece with the brown telescope piece now, and that does give a more accurate depiction of how Stormbreaker kind of widens at the base. And they have replaced the 1x1 light gray stud that attached to this clip with an actual silver piece that has otherwise been used in a couple of Star Wars builds for cannons and things like that. I think my biggest critique of this official version is that they did not institute a silver color clip, and so you have inconsistent coloring on Stormbreaker, which I think just takes away from how nice it would look otherwise, because otherwise I think the design is reasonably solid, although I think it's still a challenge that Thor can't really grip the axe all that lower, but I do think it gives good heft to Stormbreaker. So one alternative design is to keep that same telescope piece at the base, but instead use a brown version of this handle with two stud attachment piece, which allows you to clip the silver hammer part right on the back and then have your axe on the front, and it still maintains about the same size as the official Lego version. A much taller and two-handed version of the build involves inverting the telescope from the previous arrangement and adding that twig piece onto the bottom, and now you have a much longer Stormbreaker. Instead of widening at the base, it does taper, but you do have the twig piece at the bottom to still show that it is from Groot's original arm, so it has a more organic feel to it. So guys, now that you've seen a couple of different versions of Stormbreaker, let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite, or let me know if you've come up with any alternate designs of your own. I'm going to number them in the video so you can easily reference them in the comments below, because otherwise it can be a bit hard to describe which one you mean. So I look forward to reading your thoughts. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.